Okay, so we've all been hearing a ton about AI that can write poems or whip up incredible images, right? But what if the next massive leap for AI isn't about language at all, but about recreating reality itself? Today, we're diving into digital twins, a technology that's quietly but very quickly building virtual copies of our entire world.
And get this is not some far-off sci-fi concept. This is big, big business right now. The market for digital twins is set to absolutely explode. We're talking over $73 billion by 2027. So yeah, this tech is already reshaping our world, and it's doing it on a massive economic scale.
So just pause and really think about this question for a second. What if we could simulate not just one little object, but an entire city, a factory, or even a whole ecosystem? A perfect copy where we could test out any idea, predict any outcome, and fine-tune everything for the best possible future. That's the incredible promise we're unpacking today.
Now, to really wrap your head around how this is even possible, we need to look past the AI that's grabbing all the headlines. We're moving beyond chatbots and into this amazing new territory that experts are calling world models. This right here is the engine that actually powers a true digital twin.
This comparison really nails the difference. We know large language models, LLMs, are basically the world's most sophisticated autocomplete. They're geniuses at predicting the next word because they understand language patterns. But world models, whoa, they are a whole different beast. They're like a physics engine for reality itself. They don't just predict the next word, they predict dynamic changes because they actually understand cause and effect. They're not just learning language, they're learning the fundamental rules of the world.
So there it is, the official definition. A world model is an AI that builds its own internal understanding of how things work. It doesn't just see a ball fall, it actually starts to understand the concept of gravity. And that's what allows it to run all those what-if scenarios, making it an incredibly powerful tool for planning and controlling things in the real physical world.
So how are these incredible models actually being built? Well, like with any game-changing technology, there's not just one way to do it. Right now, we're seeing two major competing strategies emerge for building these things on a global scale.
So, in one corner, you've got the tech giant NVIDIA. Their vision is huge. They want to create the operating system for physical AI. They're betting everything on the idea that to build truly intelligent machines, you need perfectly realistic, physically accurate simulations. They're pouring billions into their Omniverse platform to create these super high-fidelity virtual worlds, all to train the next generation of AI.
And then you've got a totally different approach, one that's being pushed hard by companies in China. Their strategy is all about speed and grabbing the market. Instead of chasing perfection, they're building models that are good enough for most jobs, but get this, they're a staggering 90% cheaper to run. This isn't just about saving money. It's a strategic power move to get everyone using their tech fast, potentially setting the global standard before their pricier competitors can even catch up.
Okay, so that's the theory and the big strategic plays. But where is this technology actually making a difference today? Let's check out some absolutely incredible real-world examples.
Let's start with entire cities, because this stuff is just wild. Singapore has created a digital twin of its entire nation, which has led to a 20% jump in urban efficiency. In Helsinki, citizens can literally walk through virtual models of new buildings before they're built to give feedback. And in the Netherlands, these simulations have helped cut the risk of flood damage by 40%. This is technology that is saving lives and a ton of money.
And the impact on manufacturing is just as big of a game changer. Take Foxconn, one of the biggest electronics manufacturers on the planet. They built a digital twin of their factory floor. By testing and tweaking everything in the virtual world first, they were able to cut the time it takes to set up a brand new production line in half. 50%. That's just incredible. And the scale just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The Port of Rotterdam manages its entire 42-kilometer port with a digital twin to make shipping as efficient as possible. In aerospace, companies like Airbus are ditching risky physical test flights for safer, faster virtual ones. And for the drone-filled skies of the future, this tech is expected to slash near-miss incidents by a whopping 90%.
Of course, with technology this powerful, you just know it's going to show up in the highest-stakes arena of them all, national defense. The ability to simulate incredibly complex scenarios is totally transforming modern military strategy and operations.
Just let this sink in for a minute. Every single F-35 fighter jet has a living, breathing, digital counterpart. From the second it's designed to every moment it's in the air, data from over 300,000 sensors is constantly being fed back to its virtual twin. This allows for things like predictive maintenance and mission planning on a level that was, frankly, science fiction until very recently.
And it's no surprise that every major global power is developing its own strategy here. The US is leading the pack in investment and really going all in. China is laser-focused on what it calls intelligencization and becoming self-reliant on its own tech. Meanwhile, the UK and France are pursuing their own distinct paths, focusing on things like integration and homegrown research. It's crystal clear how central this tech has become to global security.
So, we've seen how digital twins are changing cities, factories, and even warfare. But what's next? Well, the applications are starting to pop up in some really surprising places.
Okay, check out this surprising one. Finance. Imagine you could own a tiny piece of a skyscraper. How do you track its real condition and value over time? Well, you can turn that physical asset into digital tokens on a blockchain, kind of like stock shares. Then you create a real-time digital twin of the building. Finally, you link the two together. Suddenly, you have a totally secure and transparent record of your investment's health and value. It's a brand new way to connect physical property with digital finance.
So, when you boil it all down, here's the crucial point. Forget about test tubes and beakers. What we're doing is building virtual laboratories for reality itself. These digital twins give us this unbelievable ability to experiment with our world, our cities, our industries, our environment, without any real-world risk, letting us find the absolute best way forward.
And that leaves us with one last and pretty profound question. This technology is giving us an almost godlike ability to model and shape our world. The power to test, predict, and build is becoming nearly infinite. So if we can simulate everything, what kind of reality are we going to choose to build?